Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Off Ramp. I am your host, Thomas Jason Anderson. Look, if you guys want to join my chat, you guys are going to have to sign up to this channel that I'm on. I'm actually running this through StreamYard, so you guys have to register for StreamYard for me to see you in the chat. In the meantime, let me try to pull up my Facebook so I can see those in Facebook that may be commenting. Let's see what I got going on here. Okay, cool. So yeah, the title of today's show is politics and the art of self care, and I've been noticing more and more, especially since COVID, that um, those people who have been on sort of a road, a path of self care, of changing their diet, of exercising, just changing their life out of a toxic lifestyle into a more fruitful, beneficial one. Those people tend to be, from what I can see from the outside, and you never know unless you know someone personally, but they tend to be doing better than others. And when you look at politicians, I think it's the same thing. The politicians who are taking care of themselves tend to be the ones, if you look at them, they're the ones who are rising. And so I posted a thing yesterday on my Facebook page saying, "Hey, man, this was a good look between the president of Guyana, Irfan Ali, and the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. Man, these guys, they look good. You know, Irfan Ali has lost weight. Okay, like this guy, he looks 10 years younger than he did 5 years ago, right? Marco Rubio is looking a lot better. You know, he was looking kind of pale and pasty for a while there, maybe not too healthy, but he's looking good too. And I think, just looking online at a lot of the followers I have, a lot of the people that I'm interacting with, a lot of you guys, especially, on my page that where we talk a lot, you guys are taking care of yourselves. I mean, a lot of times I think in the past we've seen this sort of as a fad where you do your diet or you fast or you do something trendy, but I don't think what's happening right now in the world is a trend. I don't think it's a fad. Uh, I think because of climate change, and yes, the climate is changing. I'm not calling it man-made, but man does have a hand in it. Why? Well, obviously, we're running around chopping down trees. We're ripping up the ocean. We're polluting waters. We're polluting rivers. This has a huge impact on our climate. Sorry. People can say, "No, no, killing all the fish in the lake down the street doesn't have an impact on the lake." Yeah, it does. And that impact, it's like it's the butterfly effect. You get rid of the fish, and then all of a sudden you've got all kinds of bad things growing in there. The lake system dies as a whole. When that system dies, you have less oxygen going into, I mean, all types of, it's a cascade, okay? And we're in a spot now where we have stretched the resources of the planet. We all know this, okay? And so this is not a fad. I think many people have caught on to this, and they're in their soul and their heart that, hey, man, it's time that we like take care of things, and they've done that in their own life. And you can see the politicians who are doing it, and I think with that physical self care is also a mental aspect as well that's important. And so I say all of this because there's a political angle to this. And the political angle is a very important one, okay? And here's what it is. So if a lot of us know that, hey man, we're stretching the resources of the planet, we're doing things that are making the planet toxic. It's hard to sustain this, right? Not only that, but we're personally in a situation between inflation and between what's going on in society. We're all having to personally take a lot of care for our lives and ourselves. And where sometimes in times past, we could just let things slide, we can't anymore, right? And so we're seeing that on an individual level. But the problem is politically, it's not translating to the guys who are in charge, the people at the top. And so while Irfan Ali, the president of Guyana, looks great and he's doing a great job on himself physically, right? Does the nation of Guyana match that? Now, yes, the nation of Guyana is improving, but if you look at the nation as a whole, as the entire nation, not all people are improving. Certain aspects are improving, and people think, well, if you can improve one or two aspects, that improves everyone. It does not. It does not, because we're in an international world now, and it's no guarantee that when money goes to the wealthiest in Guyana, that it makes it down to the poorest. No, a lot of times when the money goes to the wealthiest in Guyana, they use it to invest money in America. So it comes to people like me, right? It's not going back to the people of Guyana. And that's a serious issue. And it's one that I say, well, I look at Irfan Ali paying a lot of attention to himself. He's doing a great improvement, but and I see Marco Rubio improving himself, but are the nations that these men are leading, and Rubio's leading our State Department, you know, are is what they're leading improving the way they are physically is the question. And I don't really see that, right? I'm not saying that they're not improving, but what I'm saying is I don't see a drastic improvement in the overall environment in Guyana for everyone. And I don't see a drastic improvement in the State Department either. I see improvement, but I don't see a drastic one. But then when you look at Marco Rubio, you can see a physically drastic improvement. And same thing with President Irfan Ali. And so the reason why I'm pointing this out is to say that, okay, I don't know if we're connecting the dots as a society. I don't know if as voters, if as members of our communities, if we're translating what we know, which is we need to start taking care of ourselves and our environment around us. We need to pay special attention to that. I don't know if we're translating, if we're communicating that clearly to the people who are in charge in our nations. And here's where I think the communication is breaking down. It's breaking down because we're all transitioning in this world, and I don't know if anyone really knows what the answers are going forward because there's so much change happening, and because everyone's in this transition, including leadership, everyone down below, and no one really knows what exactly to do. It's causing society to stagnate. It's causing us to stay put. It's causing us to sit as like a sitting duck. We're not moving, and our us the regular people, we're not able to enunciate and to communicate to the people who are our leaders what it is exactly we need from them in their role as leaders. And so that's one of the reasons why I made the off ramp this platform, because I have some ideas on that and I want to share it with my viewers, you guys, because I want you guys to sort of internalize it and share it yourselves. Start working it out in your own life and start sharing it, because this is where I think the change has to begin. It has to begin with us, and it starts with us, those of us who are on this path of self care and understanding that we have to spend way more time now taking care of our mental and our physical, translating that into representation politically, right? And so where I start with that is with crime, okay? Because in any society, whether it's Guyana or the United States, people want to be there if they feel safe. If they don't feel safe, if they feel that crime is out of control, then things aren't going to go well in that society, right? And so you can take a look at the United States, and everyone says here, right? When you look at our politicians, when you look at our social media people, they're all saying that we don't have a crime problem, right? There is no crime problem here. Um, Good morning, Glenford. Good morning, Neil. And good morning, beloved. Um, yeah, Neil saying USA only sucks. The Caribbean, yeah, I know. USA only. The Caribbean, no damn transparency or corruption. Why such advantages on Cuba and Haiti? I know. So, yes, there is corruption. And that's my point in this, guys, is that when you listen to our voices in the media, when you listen to our politicians, they're all saying, "Hey, the FBI statistics are showing that crime is going down over time. Crime is going down." And it's true, and they point out the violent crime stats, but these are basically street crime stats. And What no one has taken into account is America is no longer a nation where people are communicating in the streets. People don't have to walk down the street a couple of blocks to talk to their friend on the corner anymore. We have phones. So people aren't really going out in the streets. People are communicating online. And so we're measuring, well, oh, look at all the crime in the streets, and we're saying, well, it's going down. So everyone's saying, well, we don't really have a crime problem. But what we're not realizing is no, the crime has shifted out of the streets and into the internet. And so you'll never see statistics when they talk about crime, when the FBI focuses on a crime, when politicians focus on crime, even when us citizens, when we speak about crime, we're talking about like bank robberies and stolen cars and women getting their purses stolen. We're never talking about online crime, cyberbullying, uh, theft, money laundering, cryptocurrency crimes, blackmail, stalking. The online crime world is exploding, and those crimes are increasing. And we not only are we not doing anything about it, we're not even recognizing it as a statistic when we debate crime in the United States. It's not even, we don't even consider it crime because we don't even debate it. I looked at the numbers. DUIs are horrible, going up. We never talk about that. We never talk about, well, people are being intoxicated and they're out there driving around and they're killing people. That's a problem in our society. No, we want to talk about, no, someone stole a package off of someone's doorstep. There are fewer packages being stolen, so we're a safer society now. This is where we're at. So we're not even in a place where we can discuss what is really ailing society on the crime side. We can't, because we don't even recognize the true crimes that are being committed. We think that if a woman gets robbed of her bag at a store, that's considered a crime. But if someone were to steal her 401k through an online scam, that's not a crime, right? If someone were to steal her entire retirement through some hedge fund maneuver, we don't consider that a crime. The crime what we pay attention to is, well, she got her purse stolen. So the $100 in there, that's the crime. The $1 million in her retirement account, that's not, we don't consider that crime. Even though it's a crime. Yes, we consider it a crime, but when we discuss our statistics and we discuss crime in the United States, is it going up or down? We don't consider the crimes of people having their 401k and their retirement stolen as a statistic to talk about. We just don't. We're not talking about how people get robbed and murdered through Facebook Marketplace transactions or other types of street kind of transactions. We say, "Oh, that was a murder," but we don't say, "Well, it was facilitated through an online transaction." We're not differentiating there. We're not even discussing that. So we're not even looking to see if there's a real problem there. So we're definitely not even fixing it. And so right then and there, we've got a huge crime problem in America that is exploding, and we don't even discuss it, right? We don't even know that it even exists because we're still focused on, how many gangs are fighting in the street, not how many gangs are using cryptocurrency scams to rob people, right? So we're in a totally different place mentally to where we need to be. And similar things go happen in Guyana as well, you guys, I know, where our leadership, they're not even aware of some of the issues that we're having. And then I can hit on inflation. Inflation's through the roof. It's the one thing that hurts everyone equally. It's a form of tax, but it hits the people at the bottom the most, right? And people can see that in price of food. Look at Guyana. People complain about the price of food, even though it's a bountiful place full of food. Same here in the United States, we're having food cost problems. And so that's causing us to have health issues, right? And so we're having crime issues, we're having health issues. All this combined is creating a scenario where there's an article today. where a record number of Americans are leaving America. They're leaving because they can't afford the health care. They can't get good food to eat. They can't keep their families healthy. And when they can get all of that right, they're being harassed with online bullying and all this other stuff. A million and one scams coming at them every day. And if it's not, private thieves doing it, then it's even the government getting in on scamming. So we're sitting here, and in some of the most pivotal things that are important to a society, we're crumbling on it, and we're not even like discussing it. It's not even in the discussion right now. And so you look back on Trump in the State of the Union. Well, if he was being, and the State of the Union address is not an accurate depiction of what's happening within the State of the Union. I'm sorry. It just isn't. It is a political ploy. It's a theatrical play, the State of the Union. And the reality is the State of the Union is we are an unwell nation right now. We're hurting when it comes to our environment around us, crime wise, etc. We're under constant, mental attack, social media wise. So you either have to just block out social media, or you have to just join in the fray. Um, we're politically being scammed left and right and all over the place, right? Our leaders are not leaders. They constantly look for consensus, and they constantly look for the out. They're never looking for the solution. And they don't care to look for the solution. They're petrified, half of them. They don't even know what to do. And then we've got crazy stuff going on with like the Epstein stuff, and which is breaking down some of the veil here. And it's revealing that within the elite in America, we've had this toxic situation where people had decided that, hey, crime is the way to go, and that crime should be done underneath the umbrella of the government and with the assistance of the government and through the assistance of very powerful people like Bill Gates and others. And our elite, many of them, ended up getting caught up in blackmail and other things. And so right now, we're now starting to see some of the binds that have been wrapping our elite up and forcing them to not be able to act in their own best interests, in the interests of the nation and the world. They're being freed, they're being loosened of those binds. The Epstein thing was massive. As you guys know, I'm writing a book on it. When it comes to the Caribbean, Lord Mandelson was just arrested in the UK, and he is a big figure in all of this in the Caribbean in his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. And so we're seeing this collapse now. We're seeing the elite one by one who were involved in this mess falling. And with that collapse, we're going to see some people with the ability to step up politically here in the United States and internationally. And it's going to be interesting to see who does step up, because everyone in the world right now wants leaders who are willing to step up. No one is looking for consensus anymore. Everyone is looking for political courage, 100% courage. In whatever form that comes in, they want it, because everyone knows now that the only place to find courage is in doing what's right. That's it. So that's, I think, where we're at now. We've hit this point in the United States, and I think in the world, where everyone from the top to the bottom has to start making some courageous decisions. And those decisions are not bad ones, not courage and let's go do something risky. No, courage in doing what's right, saying what's right in the moment, standing up for what's right, supporting what is right. That's where we're at right now. And it's going to be interesting to see who steps up to the plate politically, in our lives around us. We're at that time where we're going to start to see either people are going to step up to the plate, or we won't be living in the same type of world we expected to live in. And so that's what we need now. And so hopefully these guys in Washington, D.C. can get their shit together. Trump can find a way to work with the Congress, as dysfunctional as the situation that is, to get some legislation through that will help alleviate some of the issues with the inflation, with the healthcare issues. There's trade issues. We got a lot going on. So there's a big these guys have a lot of work to do. So hopefully these guys can get courageous. They can grow some intestinal fortitude here, and they can work together to get some things done, because that's what the times call for now. It's not a time to fight each other. It's a time to come together in spite of our differences, to be courageous. And by the way, coming together in spite of our differences, it takes courage. It takes courage. It takes courage. That's the time. And so when you guys see me say, hey, that's a good look between Irfan Ali and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, it's because those guys look good. But at the same time, like, they are forging a new alliance and they're moving forward. And we need more of that. You may disagree with them politically. You might. But the reality is all of us need to move forward. And we all have to probably make agreements. Maybe we don't want to make. We may have to, for the time being, be in lockstep with people who we don't want to be in lockstep with, just so that we can move forward into a place that isn't so toxic and so destructive, which is the road we're on now. So to me, the off ramp right now is it takes courage. We're going to need to see some courage from some people, and that courage is, I think, we're going to see it in the form of people who are not politically in the same space coming together to do what is right, regardless of who who thinks of, who gets mad about it, who gets loud about it. It doesn't matter. This is not the time to be fighting each other. This is the time for us to come together, put our political differences aside, and move forward. So that's my speech today, guys. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Please, all of your likes and your shares, all the discussion, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. I am trying to get on a schedule now where I'll be on every single day. This show will be a little bit different. I'm not going to be jumping in the fray like you will see on most shows. You see, as you can see, this episode is a little different. I'm trying to really get into the space that I think people need right now, so that we can all get to. Because look, man, the future is a bright one for us, very, very bright. But to get there, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be really, really hard. And it's going to take us coming together and putting aside political differences to make it to that brighter future. There's no other way to do it. So yeah, guys, thanks again for joining me. Thank you for the support. All of it is appreciated. Any like, any share, it's all appreciated. I really do I can't say enough to you guys. You guys are the best. I will talk to you soon. Thanks again for coming to the Off Ramp. I am Thomas Jason Anderson. Peace out, guys. Take care.
Now I'ma put it down like that. I'm leaving, I ain't coming back. You don't like the way I act anyway. You really don't have to react. Don't try to change my mind, in fact. Honey, I've already packed all my stuff. We're no longer kids, let's move on. And you are not my kid, so I'm done. Please don't make me pull my gun. Sorry boy, I can't be the one. You know it, yeah. Nothing lasts forever. You know that a change will make it better. You know that nothing lasts forever. You know that, yeah, change will make There's no one to blame, you see. Maybe we're not meant to be. There are plenty more fish in the sea anyway. Every day's a different thing, so I'm not into wedding rings. It ain't personal, it's the way I think.